What's up, everybody? Hey, man. So I had to get this recorded really quick because we are joined by an incredibly special guest. We're not talking about Bella. Bella, what is your dog's name?
This is Gunnar Brooks.
Gunnar Brooks. And Gunnar Brooks, what is he playing with a pineapple?
Yeah, can I see? Can I have it? Thank you.
Oh,
Yep.
Look at that.
Yep. It's indestructible. We'll find out. He's had it for like 2 weeks, so we'll find out.
you
Well,
put your eggs in there.
Obviously, so we got Bella, we got Ron, you've got me, and between both the beautifulness and the fitness, I really am the sore thumb sticking out here. So I'm glad that you guys are willing to associate with me. But okay, before we really get rolling into all this, wanted to make sure that you guys don't miss the announcement that we put up today. The direct signups are going to be open on April 2nd for the 60 plus and the 65 plus. So no online qualifier for those groups. Ron, dude, are you excited for the day when you maybe get to do competitions you don't have to do an online qualifier for, buddy?
Absolutely. It's always, listen, there's a lot less stress to not having to do any kind of qualifier. I have to tell you. So just in general, it's like the stress-free nature of being able to sign up for it and know you're coming is going to be, I mean, I'm excited for a lot of those athletes because, there's so much going on. And when a lot of them jump into these qualifiers, there's, again, the stress involved, the families involved, all that stuff. We're trying to make it as inclusive as possible and have as many people there as possible in every age group. So I'm really excited about it.
Oh, heck yeah. And then the teams you saw as well. Our team sign up will start on the same day. So it'll all be up there. Teams, your 60 plus and 65 plus. So you go and it's going to be a direct sign up for those groups. That seemed, I got to tell you, Ron, the teams being a direct sign up seemed pretty super duper positive last year and previous years too. Did you think that the teams having a direct sign up was a good thing?
I think it always is. Again, less stress. It gives people opportunity too to go, okay, so maybe I'll just go ahead and try the open or the workouts and see how I do. And if I don't do well enough, then we can go ahead and, finish off with that team. So I think a lot of times it's kind of a double bonus type thing. You still have the opportunity to do the team, but at the same time, you definitely have the ability to qualify if you decide you want to qualify in one of the other, age groups. So I definitely think it's a huge plus. And again, I've done it the last couple of years. Thank God it was like that because joking around, but all joking around aside, Just Off the Couch was our team name. And we were off the couch. I mean, both of us had not worked out at all. I called my buddy.
It's a misnomer, Ron, because between you, me, and Robbie, there are what, like 3 or 4 CrossFit Games championships?
Yes.
Keeping in mind that I have 0. So Just Off the Couch for you guys is a little bit different than Just Off My Couch.
Yeah.
So
and listen, Just Off the Couch for him, he did phenomenal.
Oh, he did great.
He really did. He held up a large part of what needed to be done. So.
Well, and here's the deal, and this is kind of the fun thing for me. You think, okay, you go, oh, no online qualifier. Oh, geez, just gonna be. You know what? The level of competition was surprisingly high for a direct sign up. I mean, am I wrong, Bella? You had your eyes on it a ton.
Yeah, I mean, I think when it's direct sign up, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be less competitive. I think it encourages competition because if you don't have to do a qualifier, you can continue to train. Maybe when the qualifier comes around, that's not where your peak is. And so you're like, oh, I just don't want to do it because I'm not ready. And there's ego with that too. When it comes to a qualifier, if you don't feel like you're ready and, you get there and you don't do as well as you'd like to, that's embarrassing to some people. Yeah. So when you don't have to qualify, you can show up and you're like, I'm ready. You have no idea how ready I am, but here we are. Yeah. So I think we'll see the same thing this year too.
Oh yeah. And let me tell you, the weights were legit. I mean, all of those weights that we mess with, they put me half in the grave. I mean, honestly, they were really, really, they were good, really good workouts. They tested us to the point where every day, Robbie and I were like, wow, bro, that was really fun. That was awesome. The heavier sandbags, those type of things that we don't get to see at my age in the games even. So they were giving us, I mean, we got some really good tests of our fitness. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, that was the fun thing is, I mean, we've talked about it a ton of times. Now, I don't want to beat it in the ground, but it was fun because, it was a direct sign up. It was tough though. I mean, you guys are doing heavy sandbags and tough movements, but yet, because it was a direct sign, we saw so many people who did things that they were so thrilled that they did because they never thought that they could have done it, because maybe somebody's competing there that you're right. Maybe if there's an online qualifier, they're too nervous, or maybe they wouldn't have made it. And instead they come out and, man, they carry a 200-pound sandbag down and back, and they didn't even think they could pick it up once.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was a cool thing. I was in the back with all the athletes and we were getting warmed up and stuff. And at one point, Anna came up to me and a ton of clubs. She comes up and she goes, okay, so are they sure about these weights? And I was like, yeah. She goes, I've never done a 150-pound sandbag. I was like, Anna, I don't know what to tell you. She did it. She smashed it. And she ended up, I think, winning the event. So I looked at her, I go, there you go. And she goes, yeah. She goes, it definitely pushed me a little bit outside my comfort zone, but she goes, it was really good. So I was excited.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. So Bella, you were talking about, not being ready for the qualifier and that being kind of embarrassing. Okay. So I got to tell you about the opposite with me that happened one time. Okay. So 2019. So the very first, okay. You guys remember when the world imploded and like we did the open in October that one year and everybody's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Okay. So 2019, that was the fittest I've ever been. All right. We do the open. I qualify in the top 200. It was awesome. I was excited. Well, just as a whim, because earlier that year, I had watched Strength and Depth online, and like I'd seen that there were Americans there. I was like, wait, this isn't like a regional thing. Like I can go do this. Oh my gosh. As a whim, so I signed up for the Atlas Games and for Strength and Depth as a 35 to 39 master. Like, hey, whatever, we'll just see, right? When then I wind up qualifying like second for freaking Strength and Depth, I was like, wait, it was James St. Clair, and then it was me, okay? And I was like, dude, what? And so then it winds up where like we qualify. Okay, so I wind up going to London and competing. I had it was one of those funny things. Like I get the invite from him and I was like, I guess I'm going to go to London. Right. So it was this wild thing. Well, so then I show up there and okay. When I say I got absolutely waxed the whole time, I got dominated. Right. And so it was like, I show up second and like, I'm talking to James, like we get to know each other and I'm talking to him early on. And he's like, yeah, man, he goes, I mean, I saw, it's like, that like, really, it's like, you and me. And then he named a guy who was like, kind of had finished third and was close to us, cause everybody else was a little bit lower. Like, oh yeah, absolutely. And so I'm looking like me and James, well, we're going back and forth. Like James is like a 4 times games athlete, right? Oh, dude, I got destroyed all weekend long, and it was great. It was a blast.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think maybe I've told you guys before. I think I might have gotten COVID when I was over there, because remember that was right when all of the COVID stuff was just starting. Like you're seeing, but it was in China, right? And so, so I got there. And the very first day, so I had a calf injury. So like there was a run and I took 9th, no big deal, figured it. Then the next workout was like a Fran type workout. And that one I actually did take second, thrusters and pull-ups. I did take second on that. And then the next day though, I woke up and I was like, oh, this must be what jet lag feels like. This is awful. But like it was like a wall ball and toes to bar and like bike workout. Yeah. And so first thing I do, I go to do my wall balls. And I mean, this wall ball weighs 50 pounds. Like it literally weighs 50. By the way, like Bella's dog sitting here looking at the camera is the most amazing thing ever, by the way.
It is. He's like going, what's this guy talking about?
Yeah. He's like, what's going on here, man? And so, but like this, first of all, the wall ball weighs 50 pounds. I've got like, I'm next to a games athlete because, I finished in second on the day, the way the points wound up, I wind up like second or third. So I'm right next to him. And so we're going, and it's heavy, but let's do it, right? And then we get on, we do the toaster bar, we do the bike. I come back for the second round, 5 rounds. The second round, I pick up this wall ball and look up, and like the ceiling is like spinning. Like I'm super duper dizzy. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And so I mean, finished last, and that would absolutely die. The rest of the weekend, like there was a couple of times like we were doing handstand walks, like I tripped on a TV wire because it was like underneath the mats.
Wow.
Handstand walk, and I mean, I go straight down on my head, bam, right on my head. And it was really funny because admittedly, I've got like 12 concussions in my life, so that was probably one of them. But all the people there, and I'm not going to butcher their accent, that would be horrible. They were like, "Hey, mate, are you okay, mate? Like, are you okay?" And I'm just like,
Can you try though? I would love to hear that. Wait, can you try?
No.
Mimic the accent? Just come on, try.
I mean, I can go bottle water. Like, I can do that one. That's all I got, though.
So good.
But anyway, that super long story. But no, so it's funny. So I actually qualified really high. Everybody's like, "Oh boy, look at this dude!" And then, I was probably the guy people were looking at, going, "Dude, that guy cheated in the open. Like, what is he doing here?"
How did he get here? How did that guy get here?
Who is this guy?
Oh, but okay. So speaking of the open,
Speaking of the open,
Ron, how'd it go, buddy?
Yeah. Let's go. Bella, how'd you do?
Oh, Bella. Okay, Bella goes
It was
first. I always got
good.
Bella.
So I did it with some HQ staff on Friday night, and that's really fun. I love jumping into different affiliates and kind of like experiencing what they do for the open.
Right.
So that was fun. Transitions were super slow, just based on the way they had it set up. So yesterday, get my ass up, go down to Invictus downtown, and I'm thinking, well, I'll get in. My friends are there, and then I'll be done by the time like the teams show up.
Right.
No such luck. No such luck. Because I was getting ready, and then the person that was judging for me was finishing up squats, and he was like, "Hey, I need like 5 minutes." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine. Take your 5 minutes." And then there was a group of people that were doing it already, and they needed 3 extra minutes. And so there was this time that just kept coming. And then I think I was probably in maybe like the third round, maybe, when I realized how many people were there. Like Chandler and Josh showed up kind of right as I was about to start, and I'm thinking, oh, it's fine. Like,
no pressure.
they'll be so busy. They'll be so busy by the time I start doing this. They won't even notice. Absolutely not. I can hear everybody the entire time.
To translate, hang on, to translate for Bella, Chandler and Josh, Chandler Jones and Josh Alchama. So just so we're all very clear, the group that is watching Bella. Okay, please continue, Bella.
So the fittest team, the returning almost fittest team on earth is behind me, cheering me on. Like, "You got this, Bella. You can go. You got this." And I'm thinking to myself, wow, I could have done this alone with just my judge, but here we are with everybody. And I was happy with it. I think it was great. I mean, I'm so grateful that, they're so supportive of me. I think when you don't compete, it's different. They're very excited that you're there, you're doing well. And I know all of them. So they're stoked that I'm doing this. And they always give me heat for not training at Invictus. So I was like, maybe this will get Mama K to love me a little bit more.
She does love you. Come on.
Well, she really loves me now because I brought in a box of these like organic Uncrustables.
Oh my gosh.
I brought in 15.
Oh man.
I said, I'm bringing these in for you. Brought her 15. Did the open there. Texted her. I was like, "Hey, I was here. Just let you know. I love you. I was here. I'll be back Friday. See you Friday. Love you, Mom." So I think it was fun to be part of their community for a little bit, for sure.
Well, I mean, mine, I think.
Wait, Bella, you didn't tell us your score.
Yeah.
Oh, I was in the ninth round. I got in the row in the ninth round.
Okay.
I was happy with that. Yeah, that's where I wanted to be.
Jeez Louise. Well, you kicked my butt. The first day, so Jess and I have been doing this kind of like, remember, gut cleanse type thing, getting our biome set and all that. Well, that happened to be on the, let's see, I think I was literally that day we were on 1,000 calorie a day is all I was getting. So I'll go in. I felt pretty good. Start warming up. Started going, and oh my gosh, probably fifth round, I was done. I was done. And I look at the clock, and it's almost, I like only got into my sixth round the first time I did it. And I was like, this is not good. I mean, the score wise, let's see here. Yeah, I think I was in the fives.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is ridiculous. This is just absolutely terrible. Well, I redid it. And a buddy of mine and I were talking. He goes, "Ron, just pace your row out right." He goes, "You went out way too hot." I was trying to stay in the because I'm a good rower. I just figure, okay, I'll stay in the 148 range the whole time and I'll be okay. He goes, no, bro, 155. So I stayed in the 155 the second time, and I got well into like 700. So it was like, it was definitely, I mean, definitely a game changer for me. I was so depressed though. I was like, when I left there, I looked at Jess, I was like, oh, I'm done with CrossFit.
Oh yeah, that was one of the workouts where like unless you're one of the like fittest in the world, like, and we're talking about overall here, Ron. Like I'm sure you're one of the fittest in your division, but fittest in the world overall, like you weren't gonna win the event on the row, but you were 100% gonna lose it because of the row.
Sure. Yep.
And so, I mean, and if you're proficient at all the movements, yeah, I mean, like if you're struggling with double unders, like yes, you're gonna lose it there. But
that's my go. And
Yeah.
sometimes I got them, sometimes I don't. And that's been the joke.
Okay.
Dave Newman has known me from like 2011. Gave me my first jump rope, been a great supporter of me, helping me out always. And I have to tell you is that I've looked up and seen him in the stands with his eyes closed. Like, what the hell is going on with my double unders? Because I could be backstage, like kicking butt on them. All of a sudden I get out there. It's like, my brain fart. And,
you've got the owner of RX Smart Gear, like the jump rope guy, like hiding his face.
He's just like going, "Oh no!"
That's
so.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been there.
Oh man,
I've done it. It definitely. I was doing pretty well. I think I was hitting sets of 2 because I'd go like 29 to 30 and then do my second set and breaking on purpose. But then when you're hitting 6 and 9 and 15, after that is where it starts kicking your butt a little bit. And you just got to step back and go, okay, just breathe, relax. And so
I would like to know, I got to tell you, I would like to know if there was some way to figure out this number. How many jump ropes got completely chunked all the way across the gym at some point this weekend?
Oh, yeah.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine. I mean, you're watching Friday Night Lights and people are just dropping F-bombs. They're getting so mad. I mean, the elite athletes, it matters a lot more for them. I think I tripped up a couple times and I kept getting mad at myself because I like forgot how to do dubs. I think I was in my like 7th round and I'm like, I actually don't know how to do these. I don't know now. I really don't know what I'm doing.
I had that happen.
Yeah. And then I was counting and my judge Sean was counting and I'm like, all right, sick. I've hit 50. And then I'm still going because he hasn't said stop. And I'm looking at him as I'm doing dubs and he's like, not done. I'm like, I've counted to 50. I'm definitely well over 50 at this point. And I saw him last night and he was like, yeah, I think I messed up a couple times, but not by that much. I'm like, nah, I'm telling you, there was one time I had at least 5 extra dubs. Telling you what.
Listen, I had a competition where my judge was not very proficient, and I'm not going to say where it was or when it was, but it was like I did way more than I needed to. I know because I counted and I counted over. And at a certain point, I dropped the rope and kept walking. She goes, "You're not done." I go, "Yes, I am." I'm done. Continued to go because it's like,
I'm done. You might not be done, but I'm done.
If you can't count them, I'm not going to do extra. There's no way.
Well, okay. So here you go. Ready? So what is the facial expression or counting gesture or whatever when you're doing double unders that you know that your judge has no idea what you're on? I'll tell you, with me, it's always something with the hand. If they're doing something with the hand, you don't know. You're just guessing as to what it is that I'm doing.
For sure. Yeah.
I'm like, I nod as I'm counting for someone else and I count out loud so you can hear me.
Yeah.
And I like tune everything else out. I'm like, I'm counting out loud. I will say louder when you're at a 10 and then I'll tell you when you're done.
Yep.
When someone counts for me and if I see them and they're like, and they're looking and I'm like, oh, you don't know what's happening right now? Yeah. Or if I look at you and you just smile and I'm like, where are we at? Where are we at? I'm looking at you and I'm still going, where are we right now?
See, that's where you have an advantage, Bella, because I cannot look away and jump rope because I will miss that. I kind of just stare forward. And at a certain point, I'll just be like, okay, what's going on?
Like, I gotta be done by now. Come on, I gotta be done. And it's only 50. Like, it truly
Oh, yeah.
does go so fast. And then you're at 47 and you do another 5. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm done, right?
Well, listen, I
Hello.
have to tell
And
you. So my lovely wife is so strict. I was doing double unders when she judged me on the first time, and I hit 49, and she goes, "You have one more. Let's go. Come on."
Oh, I've been there.
Let's go, baby. Come
I've
on.
been there.
Yeah.
But then you can't get it back. Once
Yeah.
you do 49 and they're like, oh, you have one more. You're like, oh, okay, I'll just, go right into it. And you just trip
Oh,
3
I know.
times. Just can't do it.
Yeah.
Can't figure out
Absolutely.
what's a double under. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can't get it.
I was warming up for the double unders for the workout, and I tripped on my very first one. I go, oh for 1. This is gonna be a problem.
This is not going to be good.
Not gonna be good.
It's gonna be a tough day.
It turned out to be fine. I mean, we discussed that gravity is not a fan of Kyle, and so it turned out to, for what it was good because I was telling Bella before we got on that like this was just don't be as stupid as you were last week, and don't come out flying like you're in shape like it's 2019. So I did what you did, Ron, but luckily I was smart enough to do it the first time because ain't no redos around this place. So I did.
It was.
I started at
strictly
155. That was it.
I was so crushed by the fact that I got such a horrible score, and I went back and redid it, and I put my score in, and I go to look it up, and guess who I'm one in front of?
Who's that?
Pat Sprague.
Oh man,
Yes.
there it
Pat.
is.
I beat him by
Yes.
1.
That's
Like,
right. That's it, man. That's it. Okay.
I
Well, here you
love
go.
that.
Okay. So speaking of an unspoken competition. All right. So we talked about it a little bit last week, but we have our not so friendly, super secret, don't tell Brian competition between Kyle and Brian. All right. So Brian has no idea this is going on, but right now we're tied.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
So he beat me by 1 second in 24.1. Now here's the thing: if I would have realized that he was going to beat me by 1 second, I 100%. Because listen, we talked about it. I could have redone that and just like barely moved on the set of 21 burpees and done way better. Not way better like you guys better, but way better like in the 11s. Just because like I decided on the set of 21s to do 21 burpees in about 46 seconds and send my heart rate straight through the roof.
Oh, yeah,
that's okay though. But 24.2, I smoked Brian. Okay.
Yeah, you did.
So smoked him. Now here's the deal. Admittedly, Brian is like traveling and doesn't even know that we're competing. But right now, I'm going to take the victories that I can get.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He might be in the Middle East, but you might as well take the win, right?
That's right.
The win's a win.
Oh, 100%.
Workout. I don't care where you're at.
Well, but here's the deal too. Okay. Because so, this is kind of a fun thing that we have, Brian's going to be with us in September with MFC. So, Brian's gonna be with us. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. Listen, these graphics, they're gonna show up again.
Oh yeah.
And so, this is, I mean, we'll be talking about this and you guys are going to see these again. And what we may have to do is we're going to have Brian on sometime soon. And we're going to ask him how it felt. Now, admittedly, I say how it felt to be in competition with me, even though he didn't know it.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. That's awesome, bro.
That'll be good. Maybe you guys should throw down on the floor at MFC.
Oh, that'd be good. They did. Do you remember the first year?
Here's the deal, Bella. I'll do it, but I'm going to force you to do it with us. But you're going to have to do the same. Like, we're not going to do this scaling thing. Like, no. We're going to snatch at 115. Bella has to snatch at 115 as well.
Listen,
and you're still.
I got a call from my coach. No, I got a call from my coach this past week, and he says, "Hey, kid, you're competing this year, so pick something. You're doing it." And I'm like, okay, I don't know about that one, but okay, here we go. And then now that I'm thinking about it, I think it'd be fun. So maybe that. I'll do Masters Fitness Collective.
There
I'll do it.
I don't know if you remember, Kyle. The first year we had actually the Buttery Bros showed up when they were just starting.
Yeah,
Buttery Bros in 2020, and they actually got on the floor. It was all of them got out there and competed with our age division the last round, and we pretty much smoked all of them. The only person that I think it was, who was it that beat us?
Julian's pretty fit.
Julian did not beat us though. It had
to have been Mars then, right? I mean, because that was it was the bike and muscle up one.
Yeah, no. It was the bike muscle up overhead lunge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was, I want to say it was Marquez.
Oh, was
Oh,
Tommy there?
Tommy?
Oh,
Yeah.
that would make sense.
Was there.
Tommy
Yeah,
back in the OG days, yeah.
he was freaking. He did really well.
yeah.
He's pretty much smoked us all.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, way to beat up on the old people. Congratulations.
That's right.
You're like, that's actually pretty rude. Okay. Have some respect.
That's like elderly abuse is what it was. So
Oh, yeah, that's right. Golly.
It's a protected
Okay.
class. Be nice.
So 24.2. So you heard how we all did. But here's the deal. I want to get opinions on this. And here's the thing is we may get controversial here, and not controversial in the way that you're thinking. Don't worry. Nobody's going to get canceled. However, I want to get your opinions. And let me say this. I'm going to tell you my opinion first, so you can argue with me if you want. I think it'll be easier if we do it this way. You ready for this?
Yes.
Okay. I grew up on wrestling. I mean, when I was, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, like, oh, dude, see, that was and okay, for those of you that know what I'm talking about, you're going to know what I'm talking about. Like, that was the days of the NWO. Oh, man, like one of my core childhood memories was seeing Hulk Hogan come out and but go NWO. Like, oh my gosh, that was wild, right? So here's the deal. Like when Seth Rollins got on there and did his announcement, oh my God, I loved it. Like I was the target demographic. I was eating every moment of that up. Because you guys know me. One, I'm a hype man. And that's what he was doing. He was hype.
Yeah.
And so I loved it. Now, did I think they swung and missed at a couple things? Absolutely. One, I think that they could have done it in a different environment that was there's a whole bunch more people. It wasn't a small little garage to create more of the arena, the more interactive environment, because the deal is they're always interacting with the crowd.
Yeah.
It was a weird dynamic because usually there's a whole bunch of tension and long pauses as they announce the workout. So typically when they announce workout, it's quiet, it's tense, it's tight. He was kind of doing it a different way. And so I get it. Also, two, and I can't take credit for this thought. Somebody else said this, and so I can't remember who said it, but somebody else did. They really missed the boat. If somebody would have come out and hit Seth Rollins with a chair after he announced it, oh my God, that would have been amazing. Could you imagine?
That would have been iconic.
That'd have been incredible. I mean, especially if it would have been freaking, oh, well, here's the deal. So he chooses Colton Mertens. He sides with Colton Mertens. Dude, could you imagine if Medeiros picks up a chair when he picks Mertens and hits him with a chair? Oh my gosh, that'd have been nuts.
Or hear me out. He picks Colton. Ellie gets a chair. Ellie smashes him.
That's awesome.
That would be perfect.
Why did no one call us about this? Amazing. Oh my gosh.
Hey, we still have one more week. We don't know what's happening this week. Yeah. They haven't announced who's announcing 24.3, so we don't know. Maybe there's more drama to come. Who knows?
Maybe so.
You know what I'm thinking too? We were talking about the nightmare of jump ropes. Poor Colton. I don't know what happened to his jump rope, bro, but it hogtied somehow, and he was trying to untangle the dang thing. And then even Justin had to go back. He was already in the rower, just starting to row, and they're like, "Get back here, finish it up." So,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. So Colton. So the rope gets tangled, and Colton only loses by like 40 meters. He was dealing with that stupid jump rope for a while. Yeah. I wonder if he was closing ground and if he would have caught Medeiros at the end.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think Colton's really good.
Yeah.
I think he could have.
Range of motion, though, you have to realize. I mean, again, we always talk about that. Range of motion for him on those deadlifts. And I think the row is hard, but they were both staying on the same pace, like literally the same pace. The only places he could make up were jump rope and deadlifts, and his range of motion is drastically different than any other athlete that's out there. So that makes a world of difference. I mean, when you're lifting the bar about 4 inches shorter than your average athlete, it makes a big difference. So
I think it's that, and it's also the athletes that I saw with like top. Oh, go ahead.
I'm not taking anything from he's a great athlete. So sorry.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say with the top athletes that I saw, the row they're all consistent. The deadlift, they're all consistent. It's all 10. There's only so fast you can go, no matter how tall you are. but it's that cycle speed with the dubs that
Yes.
really seems to be like what stood, the guys that got into the 11th round versus the guys that were in the 10, like that is where they were winning, is
Yes.
how fast they could do the dubs. And then if they didn't trip, like
Yep.
I think everybody tripped up once, maybe twice on
Mhm.
the super elite side of things. But the guys that could immediately get back into it and they were ready to go again,
Yeah.
those are the ones that were, top 10, top 30 in the country right now.
Absolutely. I agree.
Oh, yeah.
It was definitely a good test. Bravo. I mean, again, these are all tests that we're doing that everybody in the gym can do. They're very simple. It's not a lot of equipment. I think it's been really good. I have very few complaints about any of it other than the fact that I wish I was a little more fit. But at the same time, right now, this is perfect because I'm just enjoying doing it with the group. We have teams set up in our gym. So we have the red group, a blue group, a yellow group, green group. And so we're not doing that great, but
That's okay. I think what's been fun is watching people and like communicating with people that actually don't do CrossFit
yes.
that I know in, my real life that are like, "Oh, what is this? That looks cool." And they're
Yeah.
doing the workouts
Mhm.
and then they're texting me and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this was so hard."
Yeah.
And that feels so cool when, it's something that matters to us and we're very much like, "It's the open. This is really fun. This is exciting for us." And then people that aren't even within our CrossFit community, they're finding the challenge too. And that's the whole point of the open is rising to the challenge of doing something that puts you out of your comfort zone. So I think,
Yeah.
whatever people say about the programming of these last two tests, they've been very, very simple, which I like. But I think since they have been so simple, that's opening up the sport to so many more people. And
Exactly.
it's not, a lot of times when you talk to people that don't do CrossFit, they're like, "Oh, I can't do handstand walks. I can't do muscle ups." I'm like,
Mhm.
that's fine.
Mhm.
That's fine. Guess what? You could do the last 2 weeks workouts.
Yep.
And if you couldn't do dubs, you could scale it to single unders. And guess what? It's still a great
Oh,
workout.
sure.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I've loved this open as opposed to like years previous. Like my mom did the open with me in 2022, I think.
Mhm.
And she'd never done wall walks before. I believe it was like the wall walk double under workout, maybe. Yeah, I think that's what it was. And she'd never done wall walks before.
Mm.
And she's like, "I don't really know what I'm doing. This kind of doesn't feel great to me. I don't really understand the stimulus because, again, I don't know what this means." But my mom could do these workouts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
awesome.
And if she was in town with me, she probably would. And I think that's kind of the point of the open
Yeah.
for most people.
And and I think it's wonderful. It was interesting. So they were doing me and Jamie were doing doing the open announcement. Ron wasn't able to be there because Ron was out saving the world.
Yeah. Sorry about
Of
that.
course.
And so
Always.
but we were talking and we kind of got on the tangent, not the tangent, but it's on the point, but the topic of, exactly what you're talking about, that it seems like this open is very much everybody's involved. There's not really a dividing line. There's not that separator that's like, okay, we're all going to do like these normal things. And, oh, hey, by the way, there's going to be muscle ups in bunches in the last one. Like that's
Yeah.
not coming. Like, let's face it. Like, I think we all know that's not coming. And I could tell somebody on the stream, they weren't necessarily like hitting back at me hard, but they kind of made a comment that was like, hey, inclusive CrossFit, this is what it's about. And I was like, no, like I'm all for it. Like, because if we say, because what I brought up, I think what CrossFit is telling you with 25% going on to the quarterfinals, I think what they're saying is there's 25% of the world that has an interest in doing one more week, because there's no reason to not let everyone who wants to do another week do another week.
I agree.
And so they're saying we think 25% is willing to do another week, but this is genuinely supposed to be about the community. And I think this is where we're starting to actually see the tug that happened back and forth for a while, where and it's weird to be sitting on this side talking about it, because like when I initially was talking about this, I was on the competitive side. Like I had thoughts of maybe one day going to the games. But well, that was before I decided that going to the games as a spectator was way easier than going as a competitor.
Way more fun to go to the games as a spectator.
Right.
Gosh.
Oh, it's so much.
You can eat corn dog. It's so good.
Oh my God. Hey, so every year though, there's this bowl place, at least when it was in Madison. I don't know what they're gonna do it for Worth. But there was this bowl place. Oh, dude, they made Oh, they were amazing. Like if you're facing the North Park, it was like over here on this left side, like right in the middle. Oh, dog, that was a good place.
So
Was
good.
it the smoothie bowl place or the Mexican bowl place or the
Mexican bowl
barbecue
place.
place?
Mexican bowl.
place.
Yeah, that place was
Yeah.
good.
Oh yeah.
That place
place-
was good.
Oh,
That
yeah.
place was
And
Mm.
and here's the deal too, because then here's the other thing about when you aren't competing at the games. Because do you guys remember? So you have the Mexican bowl place, and it was kind of right on the corner. Do you remember as you go towards the vendor village, what is like right across that little street? That's like right outside of what was right outside of the Noble tent. Anybody remember?
Yeah, to the right.
Yeah, to the right.
Wasn't there a cheese curd place that was like right there for a while?
Nope. But there might have been one originally, but no. Like the last 2 years, there was a Tito's stand, a Tito's vodka.
Oh,
Yes, there was.
Yes,
Yes,
you're right.
there was.
And that's the difference between when you're competing and when you're not.
Yeah. Yes, there was
yeah.
definitely. I mean, I honestly, I've been really excited to see what food and stuff. I mean, anytime we're doing an event, and again, I'm going to kind of like bring it into like MFC. We want so much to have good food there, and we struggled the first couple of years because where we do it, they have their own food, and they're like, oh yeah, we provide food. It's like, okay, nobody's eating hamburgers and nobody's eating hot dogs. I guarantee you that. So hopefully this year we're going to have a much better array of food for everybody too. So, but that's one of the things that I've enjoyed so much about the games is that they have great food vendors. They really have always had really good food vendors. So.
Oh, well, can you imagine the cultural experience that people who have never experienced genuine Texas barbecue before, they're going to have? Oh my gosh.
I hope my DMs explode with food recommendations. Like people are like, where should I go? I'll tell you. I will tell you where to go.
Oh yeah.
I'm
hey,
on. You want to know? I got you.
Bella's a Texas girl. So here's the thing. So just like MFC allows the rest of the world to experience Bella, Texas also allows the rest of the world to experience Bella.
Thank you.
So,
I'm on loan from the Lone Star State right now.
That's right. Well, and so it'll, so kind of going back to it, it's interesting that being on this side that I really like what's going on in the open right now, where there's not like a separator, and honestly, there's not like, I'm really glad that and admittedly we're only 2/3 of the way through, but again, I think the trend is that this isn't coming. Like, I like the ones where everybody's gonna be able to do the whole workout. There's not this like, hey, you've got 4 minutes, and if you get this many, then you can go on to this, because I think that was back whenever the open was the first round of the games. And so this test was going to flow into this test, going to flow into this test. And I think it kind of diluted from what the initial purpose of the open was.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the original, a lot of the original workouts, they were fairly simple. I mean, I remember one of the first open workouts I ever did was the snatch double under workout. Do you remember that? It was just really lightweight snatch. I think it was like 75 pounds or something like that. And like double unders. And it was the most brutal workout I've ever done. It was like max, I think it was max rounds for time or whatever it was, but it was amazing. Or as simple as, I hate to say it, but burpee to a target. The 7 minutes of burpee to a target or whatever that was terrible too. So we're getting back to that. And I think to add on to what you had said is that it's really important for the community, because without that, people feel left out and people don't want to participate.
That's right.
And I think regardless, you're not going to have delusions of grandeur where you're like, I'm going to make the games if I'm in 2000th place, and be disappointed. But I think you're disappointed if you try to do a workout and you can't even get to the next round because there's something holding you back. So I think it's smart. I think they're doing the right thing. I like it. I really do. And I'm hopeful that even going into the next, like the quarterfinals and the finals, it's going to be a progression of difficulty where you're going to be able to still participate, but then you have to be that level, right?
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, and I think a big thing that happened with the Open is that because CrossFit grew in two directions. I think one, it grew this way. It expanded. You know, that we saw there was this massive explosion and expansion of CrossFit.
Right.
Now that's still happening, but it's more happening in some of the margins, kind of in other countries, and kind of as we talked about last week.
Yep.
Hey, look at that! It does things. Okay. Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
Does that mine doesn't do that. My thumb's all jacked up.
I
That's
would
why.
do that.
How come up? Oh, what the heck?
What?
Heck yeah!
Oh, there you go. Look, Bella.
Bella and her millennialism. She can't make it work. You got to get thumbs lower, Bella. Thumbs lower, Bella. Like that. Oh, poor Bella. We used up all the hearts.
Look at all
I'll do
that.
it with like this is what the
Why is that doing
Gen
this?
Zs are doing.
I can't. Yeah, like I can't. Let's see. So you got to
This is
go
what
like.
the Gen Zs do.
There it is.
And
Yeah,
this is what
I
this,
got it.
this is you too.
I'm gonna have to go back and figure out what
Dang
all
it,
the little
guys.
gestures are. But you know, but it because it grew, you know, it grew so much this way. But also what was happening was the floor is always going to be the floor. It's always going to be like, hey, basic movement and move well, you know, metabolic conditioning. But what happened was the top continued to get higher and higher and higher. You know, you were having Froning snatching 315 and cleaning 400, and you were having all. And so what's happening is they, instead of expanding the Open this way, they expanded the Open this way, and I think it left a whole base behind. And I think it's why, among other things, there was a stunt in CrossFit's growth for a while.
Yeah. I think this could be a good thing. Speaking of which, I'm sure you guys saw, but did you see they brought on a new CFO? I think, right?
CMO.
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 I'm so stoked. I think that's so good.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Have you guys taken a look into Barry's, like where she came from?
No.
I'm a Barry's girly.
No
I'm
kidding?
a self-proclaimed Barry's girly. I love Barry's boot camp. It's so much fun. You ever want to be super girly and sweat so much more than you think you should? Go to Barry's.
So here's the deal: so I learned a lot about Barry's as I was just because here's the deal: I'd never heard of it before. So do me a favor, Bella, because I'm going to suspect that there's probably a lot of people that have never really heard of Barry's before. Do me a favor, tell us about Barry's then.
So Barry's there's two ways you can do it. There's one, which is their typical red room, where there's treadmills and there's also floor. So it's 50 minutes. You go between the two. So it's 7 minutes in one, 10 minutes maybe, and you flip flop for the time. So you either run twice, floor twice, or you could do double floor and you'll be on the floor the whole time, which is really fun. When I was in Austin, I became friends with a lot of the Barry's instructors, and they're just such bright and colorful people. They're so wonderful to be around. They're like, when you think group fitness instructor, that's these guys. They're so excited that you're there. The music is so good. I would say the workout itself, it's not how I'm going to get fit, but it's how you can do fitness with friends and have a good time. And you'll end up running like 3 miles in a class. That's not the worst thing ever. Like you run, you seriously run. And so I enjoyed it because it was a really good kind of different taste of fitness for me. And I like to balance it out. I don't only like to do CrossFit because I think when I do that, I get really tired of it. I get very, dang, I'm doing this by myself because I train by myself. So it's just, okay, sometimes I need to be around other people. And Barry's for me has always been really fun. And I know a lot of athletes that Barry's is something that they go to, jump into because it's low intensity, but you're doing a ton of work. And I would say if you want to do fitness for fun, go jump into a Barry's class. It's really fun and very girly. Like it's very girly.
Well,
it would be good for me then. I'll go.
We could go
great for you, buddy.
We'll all go together. It'd be so fun.
Awesome. Oh man. Hey, well, so first, I want to make sure I was just naming her. Or mentioning her. I wasn't. So Jenna, I believe it's Hauka, Hauca. I believe it's Jenna Hauka. So here's the deal: I was looking, and when they announced, I was kind of digging back through, and the thing that I really found intriguing, and I think this is a good thing, is so apparently her pet project that she completed, a couple of years ago, but that she worked on for like multiple years was the Barry's X, which is the kind of the what we call it, the on-demand version of Barry's. And so here's the deal is, admittedly, like she's coming in as the chief marketing officer. And so I don't think she's in a position to like change how CrossFit functions. So I don't, for the people that are going to panic and freak out about that. But I think the deal is I think she's being brought in to really help redesign and understand how we show the community of CrossFit, because they're really big in showing their community and the community as the aspect, and that's a huge part of CrossFit. That the only time we ever do a really good job of talking about it is during the open. 3 weeks or 5 weeks a year, like, man, look at this community, and we're showing all these great videos and all this wonderful stuff, and look at what this person accomplished. And then for the other 47 weeks of the year, like crickets, right? And I think that, one, she's being brought in for that, but two, there's been a lot of these back and forth things about, CrossFit in a gym versus CrossFit at home. I think maybe one of the things that they're doing is they're saying, hey, maybe we're going to start like, kind of how Mayhem has, like this CrossFit at home type program where you can be a part of this and do these on-demand type workouts.
Yeah, I think that'd be so fun.
Yeah, I think it's a good possibility. It's funny because I think, and I'm going to really agree with the fact that I think I'm trying to get my thoughts together. So when they first started, it was very easy for that to happen, like the involvement in the community and stuff like that. There are gyms, like the gym that I go to, Thoroughbred, they do a phenomenal job. Danielle is the owner, and she is very good at making sure that there's really good events that they do together, whether it's, again, having to do with the open, where they have the Friday night lights, and they had taco night the other night when they had Friday night lights. And, that way everybody's like throwing up tacos and, all that other good stuff. But she does a really great job of community stuff. And she's there as the face of that community. So it's like everybody's involved. And I think what happened is maybe, gym owners got a little bit lackadaisical and lazy in the fact that everything kind of ran pretty smooth for a very long time. And now they're having to go back and go, okay, hey, but there are companies that are out there that will help them get their community back together. And I'm wearing, so I'm going to do real quick. This is Rising Wave. And that's Duke Van Vliet, my gymnastics coach. And if you ever want to watch a great community like person, he does a great job. They are constantly surfing. They're always doing stuff. And Bella, you're out in California now, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you have to go visit Duke. Do you know Duke?
I'll totally do it.
Oh yeah.
Well, Duke's in San Diego too, right?
No, he's at Rising Wave Athletics. He is in, oh my gosh. I can't remember now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
Does it say?
I thought you were wearing a White Claw shirt.
Yeah.
I truly thought it was for the first 30 minutes of this call.
This design was his very first design. I was like, bro, why am I having a White Claw?
He's ready.
I thought it was White Claw.
He's ready. He's ready for that. He's ready for that Barry's community, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Go get those White Claws after the workout.
Yeah. But you would have a blast. You go to his gym.
I would love that.
You're going to have a blast. He's the funniest dude around. He will keep you on your toes and make you laugh so hard. But he does a phenomenal job. So anyways, my point being, it's up to the owners. The gym owners are what sets the tone. And if you're not good at doing that, or you have issues, you're not going to have a community that you need. So yeah. Sorry.
No, I think it's going to be. I mean, it'll be. We obviously don't know, everything behind it and all the initiatives and things like that. But
right.
I don't know. I like what she did at Barry's. I like, and I kind of like, I think the direction that maybe some of this is going. So, Bella, you and your dog are awesome.
And it's hilarious to watch him. He's like, Mom, will you take me outside?
Hello. Mom. Hello.
Oh my gosh.
Mom, stop talking to these two guys. That is the best. I can watch that stuff all day long on Instagram. It's terrible. It's like,
oh yeah.
I love anything to do with animals or it's just. But did we want to talk about anything else now?
I don't think so. One, because I think Bella, you probably got to go coach at some point soon, huh?
No, but I was
a little bit. I'm
did we have something? Oh, I'm sorry. Did we plan on something?
No, but I was thinking there was a hint put out by Dave Castro.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
There was. Oh, it's a good point.
Dog eating the turkey leg or the chicken leg.
Speaking of dogs eating things. Okay,
yes.
Thank you, buddy. I think it's going to be there's a couple ways to go about it. The chicken wing, everybody's thinking it's, muscle ups, but I just don't think that would follow the trend of what we've been doing.
Yeah.
Maybe it is, and maybe it's as apparent as we think it is.
Right.
But I hope that it's going to be because we feel so like our legs are dead after the fact.
Yep.
Like you're gonna walk like just chicken legs.
Yep.
Who knows? Something crazy, I think.
So a dog eating that would be whatever the dog would represent, demolishing your legs type thing. So I'm like, get ready. Get ready.
I need some squats. I think we haven't had enough squats. So I think wall balls are coming.
Ooh.
Or thrusters. Something fun. I think something like a light thruster or a wall ball because we haven't squatted yet. And I think, and we also, we snatched, which is great, but I think we're going to go overhead and I think we're going to squat. We're going to see two things.
I think wall balls could be a very good possibility. Maybe even a wall ball mixture with something else to do with your legs where you're just
I hope so.
torching your legs. Or what if it's like wall balls with a bike?
Ooh, that'd be so fun. That'd be fun.
That'd be fun.
I don't know.
They're not going to do that though. I still think that the bike and the ski are just off limits for them.
Or even just, how about an echo? Echo is could
maybe.
Be. I don't know.
I think it's a wall ball. I'm going to call it now. I think it's a wall ball.
I'm going to say, you ready for this? I'm going to go, oh man, I really want to say overhead squat, like a light overhead squat.
Okay.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to say overhead squat and box jump overs.
Oh, I would love a box jump. Oh, okay.
So you want to
I'm in on that.
You want to talk about killing your legs? I bet you it's going to be like something like
a box step over.
Box step. Oh yeah, it's got to be. Oh, if they went with a weighted box step over. Oh, dude, if you went 21-15-9 with an overhead squat at 75-55 and then a weighted box step over, people would lay on the ground for hours.
Bro, I'm even thinking wall balls box step over too.
Oh yeah.
I love it. I'm in for it.
You want to
blow
talk
up
about
the legs? Let's do it.
Devastating CrossFit. Yep, that's it.
Oh boy.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah, homie.
Excited.
So
well, Bella, it's always I love having you. I really do. I love having you.
Wait. Let me tease something real quick. So before we finish up, here we go. Okay, so you see in the corner we've got our Masters Championship. So I want to tease something by not teasing it. Here's what I mean. Okay, so you guys know that these first several episodes have been brought to you by Faithfully Fit. Right. Yeah. So relationships matter, community matters, your mental health matters. Make sure that you reach out to somebody and talk to them because you are everybody goes through similar things and you have way more support than you ever thought that you did. You're not broken. You're just going through some hard stuff, man. So it's okay. Now here's the deal. Okay. I'm going to tell you this and it's purely just foreshadowing. This will not be a Faithfully Fit only sponsored broadcast for too terribly long. Okay. Yeah. There are awesome things in store. So make sure that you pay attention because there's fun stuff coming down the pipe.
Yep. Super exciting. Super exciting.
Oh yes. So, but like we said, man, we've been going for we've already been going for an hour. That doesn't feel like it. Not even a little bit.
Okay.
Well, your puppy's speaking differently. He's like, mom,
mom, dude,
he's
let's
just
go.
He loves attention. And so when the attention's not on him, he's like, I just don't understand what we're doing. Yeah. What's happening? He does this. He's like, hello, it's me.
Hello. Belly, got any final thoughts for the day, for the week?
Final thoughts I'm skydiving on Friday.
So are you
we'll
really?
Just reconvene. Yes, with the Navy SEALs.
Oh, what? Really? Who's going to win?
So I coach some Navy SEALs down in Imperial Beach, and that's where their camp is. And so we've been talking for weeks about me jumping with them. And finally, Friday is going to be the day that we are jumping out of the sky.
Hey,
I'm so stoked.
Pictures, video, everything we want to see.
Are you okay? Are you doing this again with us next week?
Yeah, Tuesday.
Okay. Hey, do me a favor, shoot me some pictures so we can put pictures on here.
Yes.
Of course.
Good one. I want to see
I'm so
like
excited.
face flopping. Yeah, right.
Ron, what you got? Any thoughts for the week?
Just hey, one more workout for the open. Super excited to continue and to allude a little bit to what you were saying, announcing, some of the people that we're going to have coming on board. And man, I'm just really excited for this year. It's going to be phenomenal. It really is. I'm super, super excited. So.
Oh yeah. Well, Ron, Bella, love you guys to death. So glad we did this again.
Love you.
Everybody listening, everybody watching, and we love you guys to death. Please don't hesitate. Reach out to us with questions, with comments. Hey, you can either reach out on Instagram through our MFC. You can reach out through any of our individual Instagrams, or I guess as we were talking to Bella, hey, let's keep it classy in Bella's DMs. Okay. Like, come on, people.
Yeah. Hey, listen, Bella, you let me know, and if somebody gets out of line, we'll take care of it.
Dude, if Ron's chasing after you, got big problems, folks.
Yeah,
Big problems.
if Ron's coming after you, you've done something wrong.
So, but hey, guys, love y'all to death, man. Keep an eye out. Got big things coming. Good luck in the last week of the Open.
Bye, guys. Love you.